White Nile Sugar Company, the pioneer national project for achievement of the most significant changes that affect the life of Sudanese society in all its components. This will come through a background of the Sudanese personality and mentality characteristics deeply embedded in the heritage of knowledge and ideology, which enabled Sudan to establish one of the major pivots for sugar and energy in Africa. And Sudan is still proceeding enthusiastically towards the site aspired after at both regional and international levels. On establishment of White Nile Sugar Factory, a fundamental change has taken place, which was positively reflected on the life of citizens in that region in several aspects. The region flourished economically and agriculturally. Hospitals and schools were established, roads were built, model villages were constructed, and were joined to water and electric supply networks, leading to welfare and stability of people in the region. The ingenuity of those responsible of this scheme was clearly shown from the preliminary arrangements and preparations which accompanied all stages of the feasibility study, the surveys, and other studies of the factory site made by the work team at that time. In addition to that, was revising the history of floods and recessions at the White Nile River, and carrying several tests on the soil to ensure its stability for sugarcane cultivation. All these had proven the great and patient efforts exerted in addition to the great and valuable scientific approach offered, and perfectly applied by those pure Sudanese expertise. Activities and projects of White Nile Sugar Company are based on the production and processing white sugar and animal feed products, as well as the production of ethanol fuel, electric energy, and the cultivation of cash crops. These products gave the motivation for the company to look forward for becoming the leading sugar factory worldwide. White Nile Sugar Factory is considered to be one of the biggest factories in the world, and it is regarded as the exceptional project in the African continent. It is characterized by a number of preferential advantages: climatic conditions and flat, fertile plains, irrigation water, and trained quality manpower with wide accumulative experiences in the field of sugar industry and in the additional industries that can be established on the waste management sugarcane, which could be considered as an added value for the industry and a safe investment for which all the elements of its successes are available and prospects a promising future. White Nile Sugar Scheme lies in the White Nile State, southern Sudan, at the east bank of the White Nile River, at about 150 kilometers south of Khartoum. The project extends for a length of about 50 kilometers and a width of about 20 kilometers. On the eastern side of it's bound by the Jazeera and Menagil projects. On the western side, it is bound by the Jebel Albia and Rebek highways, and Al-Kowa town on the southern side. On the northern side, it is bound by the farmer scheme, noting that the general area of the project is estimated to 165,000 fadans. The project is characterized by its vicinity from the White Nile, the major source of irrigation water. The topographical nature of the region decreases the cost of irrigation processes. This comes in addition to the climate of the region and the clay soil being suitable for cultivating sugarcane, and to the presence of a number of natural drainage canals for rainwater. These natural privileges in the region were the major factor for the success of this scheme. Goals and objectives of White Nile Sugar Company are represented on the production of 450,000 tons of sugar, with a possibility of raising this quantity to 500,000 of high-quality white sugar for local and international consumption, in addition to the production of cash crops, which include sesame, sunflower, yellow corn, and others. Objectives include also the provision of additional employment opportunities for citizens in the region of the project, agricultural, economic, and social development of the region of the scheme. It may also create a rise in commercial movements and activate the entire economic cycle of the region. This will consequently achieve economic returns for shareholders so that the scheme shall be a model and an incentive for attracting more contributions by the local and foreign private sector to enter into similar development projects. This will definitely lead to supporting Sudan's status in the field of sugar industry so that Sudan may occupy a leading position in international markets according to the strategy plan of the major sugar production. In addition to that, it is possible to achieve economic returns for the national treasury, represented in the foreign currencies of sugar exports, animal feed, cash crops, and ethanol in particular. The second stage represents each of the ethanol and animal feed factories, which are the basic components of the White Nile Sugar Factory. At the local level of White Nile State, the region of the scheme is considered as the low-income areas in Sudan. Most of the citizens in this region work as shepherds and farmers. They depend on rain-fed limited agriculture. The region had consequently been known as the thirsty region. It is due to this that the scheme came as a glimmer of hope and a comprehensive change that promoted the social, economic, and cultural aspects of their lifestyle. At the national level, the scheme contributed towards relieving and motivating national economy through filling the gap in sugar commodity and in improving the rate of flow of foreign currency into the national treasury. Capital investments amounted to US $1.1 billion. About 30% is the contribution of local and international companies and institutions, while the remaining 70% of the investment is financed by some institutions specializing in business and commerce. The shareholders of the White Nile Sugar Company consist of the major institutions and banks from within the Sudan, as well as outside investors. They are We, in White Nile Sugar Company, pledge to be committed to the highest criteria of products and full attention to protect and care about environment for the benefit of future generations. We will give a strict model in security measures and satisfying clients through the excellence of high efficiency of our officials and employees, and will, with the benediction and help of Allah, be able to achieve a successful and sustainable development that shall positively affect the life of the Sudanese society individuals.